In the history of ancient Egypt and in the history of Rome, Cleopatra has been an irresistible force. The powerful Roman Emperor Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were mesmerized by her beauty. Her presence gave victory and her tears drowned the politics. It is history that celebrates Cleopatra as the great queen of Egypt, the bewitching beauty, the great lover, but also it portrays her as arrogant and therefore unethical. Many stories are told that she who bathes in milk every day, who decorates her eyes with multicolored ink, who drinks sea pearls dissolved in vinegar, who used to run a factory to make perfume for her. Indeed, Cleopatra is a never-ending mystery. Like Cleopatra, who is full of countless mysteries, her death is also a mystery. Welcome to History Talks. Alexandria in Egypt was founded by Alexander the Great. In 69 BC, Cleopatra, Egypt's most important queen, was born in Alexandria. She is the greatest queen known in history till date. Having known war tactics all her life, having good determination skills, having huge wealth, she is also very smart and cunning. Her life path has been explored and debated till date. Cleopatra's lover, Julius Caesar, made a golden statue of her so that the world would know her greatness. Cleopatra was also worshipped as New Isis in Egypt. In her young age, Cleopatra was very good in her studies and known 7 languages. Though her family ruled Egypt, they were from Greece. So, their family members don't know to read and write Egyptian language. But Cleopatra learned that too. She surprised everyone with her cleverness. This is why the people of Egypt started celebrating her. Cleopatra belongs to the Ptolemaic dynasty. In their dynasty, there was a lot of intermarriages. Family members were killed to gain power. And there were many strange customs of marrying their own brothers and sisters of the family so that they will not pollute the blood to rule their country. Cleopatra's ancestor, Ptolemy I, would have been a general during Alexander's rule. After Alexander's death, each general took control of each city. This is how the Ptolemy dynasty formed. Now, we are talking about the 12th Ptolemy's daughter, 7th Cleopatra. 2 sisters named Berenice IV, Arizona IV, and 2 brothers named Ptolemy XIII, Ptolemy XIV were born with Cleopatra. After their mother's death, Berenice IV became the queen, but she was killed by her own father. Here, we have to see the family history of Ptolemy, because they were well versed in killing their own blood for the throne. After her father's death, Cleopatra became the queen of Egypt at the age of 17. According to her family tradition, a woman can't rule the country alone. So, she married her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII. Cleopatra, who had great knowledge and vision, made Egypt commercially and politically friendly with other countries like Italy and Rome. A few days later, Ptolemy XIII, who was the king of Egypt, seems to be thinking of ruling the country alone without the intervention of Cleopatra. As per the advice given by the political advisors, Ptolemy XIII broke the marriage bond and Cleopatra was sent to Syria when she was 21. Cleopatra did not go there for nothing. She builds an army to support her to conquer Egypt. Ptolemy XIII and his advisors were in search of Cleopatra as they don't want her to come back to Egypt. On the meantime, Julius Caesar with his army reached the Alexandria palace and wants to meet the king and the queen. After knowing this, Ptolemy, who went in search of Cleopatra, stopped searching her and went back to his palace. Cleopatra thought that she must somehow meet Caesar and take the control of Egypt. Also, she thought going to Alexandria was not a good decision because of Ptolemy and his advisors, and she didn't want to risk her life. So, she had one plan and executed it. With the help of Apollodorus, she traveled 8 days on Nile River in a boat. After reaching Alexandria, she hides herself in the bag of papayas. Apollodorus drops the bundle in Caesar's room and went away. Don't know what the Romans thought when they opened the bag, but this Egyptian woman conquered Julius Caesar in a moment. It was easy for Cleopatra to resist Ptolemy and conquer Egypt with Caesar on her side. She convinced Caesar by saying that she is the right ruler to rule Egypt, and they started loving each other. Ptolemy XIII, with anger, was fighting against Julius Caesar for supporting Cleopatra. Ptolemy was killed and defeated by Caesar's army, which was the best in the world. As a symbol of victory, Cleopatra's younger sister, Arisno IV, was arrested and deported. After conquering Alexandria, Caesar gave the throne to Cleopatra and her brother Ptolemy XIV. Caesar stayed with Cleopatra for a while, and they also had a child named Ptolemy Caesar. He was called as Little Caesar, as he was believed to be Caesar's successor. After Caesar went to Rome, Cleopatra began to rule Egypt. With her skills, she made a great change for Alexandria. Cleopatra went to Rome with her son Caesarion and stayed in Caesar's mansion. It was the time where Julius Caesar was in high fame. As the leader of Rome, he made many welfare schemes. He introduced his country to Cleopatra. But Rome was far behind Alexandria in prosperity. The people of Rome did not like the fact that Caesar was having an affair with a woman from another country, and they thought that Caesar and Rome would fall into the hands of Egypt. Then Julius Caesar was assassinated by Roman politicians in the Senate Hall. General Mark Antony was considered as Caesar's left hand. In the assembly where the people had gathered, Antony read the Caesar's will. In that, Caesar didn't consider Caesarion as his successor, but made his son-in-law Octavian as his successor. After knowing this, Cleopatra thought it was not safe for her to stay in Rome, and so she went to Egypt. Octavian and Mark Antony went to kill the people who betrayed Julius Caesar. Mark Antony sent a messenger to meet Cleopatra in a particular place. Cleopatra came to that place in a big ship decorated with flowers. Mark Antony fell in love with her immediately. Cleopatra invited Antony to come and stay with her in Alexandria. He stayed there for some time and returned to Rome. Cleopatra gave birth to twins Helios and Selene and Ptolemy Philadelphus. Mark Antony announced them as his successors. Mark Antony already had a wife named Fulvia in Rome, but he can't able to forget Cleopatra. After Fulvia's death, it was easy to live with Cleopatra. But Julius Caesar's son-in-law, Octavian, didn't like this. So he made Mark Antony to marry her sister Octavia. No other go, Mark Antony married Octavia and became father for 3 children. They split Rome into 2 parts. One was ruled by Octavian and another by Mark Antony. Despite another marriage, Antony and Cleopatra's closeness didn't diminish. They met again at the same place and officially announced their communication. They started making love in Alexandria, and the days ran by feast and parties. Octavian didn't like the fact that Mark Antony broke the marriage bond with her sister and started living with Cleopatra. He started fearing that Mark Antony and Rome's one part will go to Cleopatra's hand. The war started between the supporters of Mark Antony and Octavian in Rome. Both armies faced each other in the Battle of Actium. When Mark Antony was going to lose the battle, Cleopatra went to Egypt. She gave a false news as Mark Antony won the battle in a thought of bringing support to Mark Antony from friendly countries. Octavian defeated Mark Antony in the Battle of Actium. Octavian's sister Octavia told Cleopatra that she will be released if she kills her lover Mark Antony. Cleopatra ignored this and constantly motivated Mark Antony to fight against Octavian. At the same time, she and her doctors were trying to find a painless poison. She prepared herself for the worst. Mark Antony's end was also very sad. Cleopatra ran away when Octavian and his army conquered Alexandria. A rumor spread through town that Cleopatra was dead. When Mark Antony came to know this news, he thought not to live in this world without his girlfriend. So he took a knife and stabbed himself in the chest. Antony didn't die immediately. When he was in pain, he heard the news that Cleopatra was still alive. Mark Antony took his last breath in the lap of Cleopatra. In those days, it was common for a widowed wife to hurt herself and cry. Cleopatra cried in front of her dead lover, and the injuries caused infection. Octavian ordered Cleopatra to cure those infections. Suffering from the loss of her lover and wondering what her future holds, Cleopatra didn't seek the treatment. Later, she took the treatment after Octavian threatened to kill her children. She was locked up in the Alexandria's jail. She felt there was no escape from Octavian. A woman like her can't be able to accept the shame of being in prison and a hostage to Rome. Julius Caesar's son, Caesarion, was killed by Octavian, and other children were sent to Rome. Cleopatra, who was cunning, made her own decision about her own life. Before her death, she sent a letter to Octavian, asking him to bury herself in the place where they buried Mark Antony. She closed her room with 2 lady workers. Some people say that she died after being bitten by a highly poisonous snake called Egyptian serpent. But the 3 people in the room were died. So it is not possible for a snake to bite all of them. And also they died immediately. So this made some people to say that she had poison in her comb and she died with that poison. Cleopatra's last wish was fulfilled. She was buried next to her lover Mark Antony. Here comes the end of the Ptolemy dynasty. Egypt became a province of Rome, and Julius Caesar's son-in-law Octavian became the head of the Roman Empire and changed his name to Augustus Caesar. Cleopatra was admired by some and hated by some. She ruled the great dynasty with her talent, influence, and determination. She had many strategies to achieve her goal. She made everyone to wonder with her skills. If you like to know this story in Tamil, please visit Marma Marivom channel in YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. Also, subscribe for more such videos. See you in another post. Thank you.